Hello, dear friends. Do you ever wake up in the morning feeling absolutely wonderful, ready to embrace the day ahead? Or perhaps sometimes you feel a little sluggish, maybe needing a bit more time to get going? Mornings really do have a special kind of power, don't they? How we start our day often sets the tone for the hours that follow. It can be the difference between a day filled with energy and joy and a day where we feel like we're constantly playing catch-up. Now, as we gather more springs in our step, our bodies naturally go through changes. This is completely normal and part of life's journey. But it also means that the morning habits we've perhaps kept for years, maybe even decades, without a second thought, might not be serving us as well as they used to. Could it be that some seemingly innocent actions we take first thing in the morning are quietly impacting our health, maybe even our longevity? It's a worthwhile question to ponder, because our health, our vitality, our ability to enjoy each day to the fullest, these are truly our most precious treasures, especially at this stage of life. That's precisely why today, we're going to explore a really important topic together: 4 deadly morning mistakes that many of us seniors might be making without even realizing it. Now, they're called deadly not because they cause immediate harm, but because over time, they can silently chip away at our well-being, increase our risk for serious health issues, and potentially shorten our precious years. But please don't worry. The goal here isn't to scare you, but to empower you with knowledge. We're going to uncover what these mistakes are, understand why they can be harmful, and most importantly, learn simple, positive ways to replace them with healthier habits. Because it's truly never too late to make small changes that can yield significant benefits for your health and happiness. So, let's dive right in with the very first mistake, something that happens right at that moment we transition from sleep to wakefulness. Can you guess what it might be? It's the act of jumping out of bed too quickly. I know, the alarm clock rings, or maybe you wake up naturally and you're eager to start the day. Perhaps you have a list of things to do, or you simply don't like lingering in bed. But that abrupt shift from lying down horizontally to standing up vertically can be quite a shock to your system, especially as our bodies mature. Imagine this: while you're lying down asleep, your heart rate and blood pressure are naturally lower. When you suddenly stand up, gravity pulls blood down towards your legs and lower body. Your cardiovascular system needs a moment to adjust, to constrict blood vessels and increase your heart rate slightly to ensure enough blood gets pumped up to your brain. However, as we get older, these automatic adjustment reflexes can sometimes become a bit slower. The result? A condition called orthostatic hypotension, which simply means a sudden drop in blood pressure upon standing. This can leave you feeling dizzy, lightheaded, woozy, or even cause your vision to blur momentarily. In some cases, it can even lead to fainting. And the most significant danger associated with this dizziness is the increased risk of falling. We all know how serious falls can be for seniors, potentially leading to fractures, especially hip fractures, head injuries, and often triggering a cascade of other health problems that can impact independence and quality of life. Furthermore, that sudden demand on your heart to quickly compensate for the change in position also puts unnecessary strain on your cardiovascular system. Think of it like starting a cold car engine. You wouldn't immediately rev it to the red line, would you? Our bodies, similarly, benefit greatly from a gentle, gradual transition from rest to activity. So, what's the solution? It's wonderfully simple and doesn't take much time at all. Instead of leaping out of bed, practice a gentle wake-up routine. When you first wake up, just sit up on the edge of your bed for a minute or two. Yes, just sit there for a moment. While seated, you can do a few simple movements. Wiggle your toes, gently circle your ankles in both directions. Take a few slow, deep breaths, feeling the air fill your lungs. You might even keep a glass of water by your bedside from the night before and take a few sips now. This not only helps with hydration, which we'll talk more about later, but also helps gently wake up your system. After sitting for a minute or two, feeling fully alert and steady, then slowly stand up. This small pause, this simple habit, can make a world of difference in preventing dizziness and falls, allowing you to start your day feeling calm, centered, and safe. Okay, so we've learned how to get out of bed safely. What's often the next step after leaving the bedroom? For many of us, it's heading towards the kitchen. But what happens next, in the realm of our first meal of the day, can harbor another common mistake. This brings us to skipping breakfast or eating the wrong kind of breakfast. Perhaps you think, oh, I'm just not hungry in the morning, or maybe a quick cup of coffee is all I need. Or perhaps you grab something fast and convenient like a sugary pastry, a donut, or a bowl of high-sugar cereal. Does any of this sound familiar? While these options might seem easy, they can actually deprive your body of the essential fuel it needs to start the day effectively and can have lingering negative effects. Why is skipping breakfast a mistake? After fasting all night, usually for 8 to 12 hours, your blood sugar levels and glycogen stores, your body's readily available energy reserves in the liver and muscles, are low. Breakfast is what replenishes these stores. If you skip it, your body can enter a state of low blood sugar, hypoglycemia, leading to feelings of fatigue, sluggishness, difficulty concentrating, that brain fog, irritability, and sometimes even dizziness, symptoms that can easily be mistaken for just getting older, but are actually related to a lack of fuel. Furthermore, if your body doesn't get energy from food, it might start breaking down muscle tissue for energy, a process called catabolism, which we definitely want to avoid as maintaining muscle mass is crucial for strength and metabolism as we age. Skipping breakfast also often leads to becoming overly hungry later, making you more likely to overeat at lunch or reach for unhealthy snacks mid-morning. And what about eating the wrong kind of breakfast? Choosing foods high in refined sugars and simple carbohydrates, like pastries, donuts, sugary cereals, white bread, or toast, causes a rapid spike in your blood sugar. Initially, you might feel a burst of energy, but it's quickly followed by a crash. Your body releases a large amount of insulin to deal with the sugar surge, causing your blood sugar to drop sharply soon after. The result? You feel tired, perhaps even more sluggish than before, and often experience cravings for more sugar or carbs within an hour or two, the classic sugar crash. These types of breakfasts also typically lack the protein and fiber needed to help you feel full and satisfied, leading to hunger pangs returning quickly. Over the long term, regularly starting your day with high-sugar, low-nutrient meals can contribute to inflammation in the body, weight gain, and increase the risk of chronic conditions like type 2 diabetes and heart disease. So, what's the recipe for a healthy, energizing start? Prioritize a balanced breakfast, ideally eaten within an hour or two of waking up. The magic combination usually involves protein, fiber, and healthy fats. Protein, found in eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, nuts, seeds, helps build and maintain muscle and keeps you feeling fuller for longer. Fiber, from sources like oatmeal, whole grain bread, fruits, vegetables, chia seeds, aids digestion, helps stabilize blood sugar levels, and also contributes to satiety. Healthy fats, from foods like avocados, nuts, seeds, olive oil, provide sustained energy and are good for your heart and brain health. Need some simple ideas? How about a comforting bowl of oatmeal made with milk or water, topped with some berries, like blueberries or strawberries, and a sprinkle of walnuts or almonds? Or perhaps scrambled eggs with some spinach mixed in, served alongside a slice of whole wheat toast? Unsweetened Greek yogurt with fresh fruit and a tablespoon of chia seeds or flax seeds is another fantastic, quick option. Even if you don't feel very hungry or are short on time, try to have something small but nutrient-dense, maybe a banana with a spoonful of peanut butter, or a simple smoothie made with yogurt, a handful of greens, and some fruit. The key is to give your body quality fuel to start the day strong and steady. So, we've already uncovered two really common morning habits: jumping out of bed too fast and neglecting a proper breakfast, that can quietly chip away at our well-being. Taking those first few moments to rise gently and then fueling our bodies correctly sets a completely different, much healthier tone for the entire day. These aren't huge, complicated changes, are they? Just small shifts in awareness and habit. There's more to discuss about how we can make our mornings work for us, rather than against us. Alright, so we've navigated the important first step of getting out of bed safely, avoiding that sudden rush that can lead to dizziness or falls. And we've talked about the crucial role of fueling our bodies with a balanced breakfast, rather than skipping it or loading up on sugar first thing. These are wonderful adjustments that set a positive foundation. Now, what often happens right alongside that breakfast, or perhaps even before it for some of us? It involves reaching for a drink. But what we drink and when, especially in those first moments after waking, is another area where a common habit can quietly undermine our health. This brings us to the third potential morning mistake: starting the day dehydrated or reaching for the wrong kinds of fluids. Think about it. You've just spent likely 7, 8, maybe even 9 hours without drinking anything. During that time, your body has been quietly working, repairing cells, consolidating memories, and simply keeping everything running. And all these processes use water. We also lose water overnight through breathing. You can see it on a cold day. And through perspiration, even if we don't feel like we're sweating heavily. So, when we wake up, we are all, to some degree, naturally dehydrated. Our bodies are craving pure, simple hydration to replenish what was lost and to kickstart all our internal systems for the day ahead. Water is absolutely fundamental. It's not just about quenching thirst, it's involved in nearly every single function in our body. It helps flush out waste products and toxins that build up overnight. It lubricates our joints, which is so important for staying mobile and comfortable. It carries nutrients from our food to our cells. It helps regulate our body temperature. It's vital for healthy digestion and preventing constipation. And critically, it's essential for optimal brain function. Concentration, alertness, memory, and mood are all impacted by our hydration status. Giving your body a generous drink of water first thing in the morning is like giving your internal engine the clean oil it needs to start running smoothly. So, what's the mistake here? Well, two things often happen. First, many of us simply don't prioritize drinking any water upon waking. We might feel busy, or perhaps we just don't feel particularly thirsty right away. It's important to remember, especially as we age, our thirst mechanism might not be as sensitive as it used to be. We can actually be dehydrated without feeling that strong urge to drink. So, waiting until you feel thirsty might mean you're already behind on your hydration needs. The second part of the mistake is reaching for other beverages before water. What's the most common culprit? For many, it's coffee or tea. Now, let me be clear, coffee and tea, in moderation, can have health benefits and are a beloved ritual for millions. I enjoy a cup myself. However, caffeine is a diuretic. That means it encourages your kidneys to flush out more water, leading to increased urination. If you drink coffee or tea before you've replenished your fluids with plain water, you could actually be worsening your dehydration state right at the start of the day. Furthermore, coffee is acidic, and drinking it on a completely empty stomach can sometimes cause irritation or discomfort for those with sensitive digestive systems. What about other popular morning drinks, like fruit juice? While it might seem like a healthy choice, many commercially prepared fruit juices are loaded with sugar, sometimes as much as soda, and stripped of the beneficial fiber found in whole fruits. Just like with sugary breakfast cereals, this can lead to that rapid spike in blood sugar followed by an energy crash later on. It provides quick energy, yes, but it's not sustained, and it doesn't hydrate nearly as effectively as plain water. It adds calories without providing much satiety or lasting benefit. The quiet damage of starting the day dehydrated, or making it worse with diuretics or sugary drinks, can manifest in ways we might easily dismiss or attribute simply to getting older. That feeling of fatigue or sluggishness, even after what felt like a decent night's sleep? Dehydration is a major contributor. Difficulty concentrating, that morning brain fog, or even slight memory lapses. Your brain needs water to function optimally. Those nagging headaches that tend to creep in mid-morning? Dehydration is a very common trigger. It can also worsen or cause constipation, as water is essential for keeping things moving through your digestive tract. It can lead to dry skin, a dry mouth, and even muscle cramps. More seriously, chronic mild dehydration can increase the risk of developing kidney stones and urinary tract infections, UTIs. UTIs can be particularly concerning for seniors, sometimes presenting with confusion or delirium rather than the typical burning sensation, leading to misdiagnosis. Over time, dehydration can also make your blood slightly thicker, forcing your heart to work a little harder to circulate it. See how this seemingly small habit, not prioritizing water first thing, can ripple outwards and contribute to a range of uncomfortable and potentially serious health issues? So, what's the simple, powerful solution? It's beautifully straightforward. Make water your very first drink of the day. Before the coffee, before the tea, before any juice, drink a glass of plain, pure water. Remember that glass of water we talked about keeping by your bedside? That's the perfect opportunity. As soon as you sit up on the edge of the bed, take a few sips or drink the whole glass. Aim for at least 8 ounces, about 240 milliliters, maybe even 16 ounces, about 480 milliliters, if you can manage it comfortably. If you find plain water a bit boring, jazz it up. Add a squeeze of fresh lemon or lime, a few slices of cucumber, a sprig of mint, or a handful of berries. These natural additions add a hint of flavor without adding sugar or calories, making hydration more enjoyable. You can prepare a pitcher of infused water the night before and keep it in the fridge. Non-caffeinated herbal teas, like peppermint or chamomile, consumed later in the morning can also contribute to your overall fluid intake, but that first drink should ideally be plain water. And don't just stop after that first glass. Keep a water bottle or a glass nearby throughout the morning and take sips regularly. Don't wait until you feel parched. Pay attention to the color of your urine. Aiming for a pale, light yellow is a good indicator of adequate hydration. If it's dark yellow or amber, you definitely need to drink more. Enjoy your coffee or tea, by all means, but have it after you've had your initial water intake. And think of sugary juices or drinks as occasional treats rather than your go-to morning beverage. Opt for eating the whole fruit instead to get the benefit of the fiber along with the natural sweetness and vitamins. It really is amazing how profoundly this one simple change, prioritizing water upon waking, can impact how you feel. It can boost your energy levels more sustainably than caffeine, sharpen your mental focus, improve your digestion, support your joint health, and help prevent a host of common ailments. It's not about deprivation, it's about giving your body the essential element it needs most after a long night's rest. So, hydrating properly, especially right when we wake up, is another cornerstone of a healthy morning routine we've uncovered. We've tackled getting out of bed safely to protect ourselves from falls, fueling our bodies right with a balanced breakfast for sustained energy, and now ensuring we're properly hydrated from the very start to support all our bodily functions. These first steps truly set the stage for vitality throughout the day. But there's one more common morning tendency we need to address, something that relates perhaps less to physical actions and more to our mindset and the pace at which we launch into the day's activities. So, we've covered the importance of getting out of bed safely to protect ourselves from dizziness and falls, fueling our bodies correctly with a balanced breakfast for sustained energy, and making sure we prioritize plain water right at the start to rehydrate and wake up our internal systems. These are all wonderful physical foundations for a great day. But there's one more common morning tendency, another potential pitfall we need to address, and this one relates perhaps more to our state of mind and the pace at which we launch into our daily activities. The fourth mistake is starting the day with stress and rushing. Does this sound familiar? Maybe you woke up just a little later than planned, and suddenly you feel like you're racing against the clock from the moment your feet hit the floor. Or perhaps the very first thing you do upon waking is reach for your phone, checking stressful news headlines, scrolling through work emails that instantly fill your mind with demands, or looking at social media feeds that can sometimes trigger feelings of comparison or anxiety. Do you ever feel overwhelmed by your mental to-do list before you've even left the bedroom? Or find yourself hurrying through your morning routine, brushing teeth, getting dressed, maybe grabbing that breakfast, without any sense of calm or enjoyment? Starting your day in this stressed, hurried state doesn't just feel unpleasant, it actually has tangible, negative effects on our physical health, often in ways that happen quietly beneath the surface. Why is that? When we experience stress, our bodies release stress hormones, most notably cortisol. Interestingly, cortisol levels are naturally highest in the morning. It's part of what helps us wake up and feel alert. However, when we add external stressors on top of that, worrying about time, absorbing negative news, feeling pressured, our cortisol levels can spike even higher and stay elevated. Chronically high cortisol can wreak havoc on our bodies over time. It can disrupt blood sugar levels, contribute to high blood pressure, suppress the immune system, interfere with sleep quality, creating a vicious cycle, promote weight gain, especially around the abdomen, and negatively impact our mood, increasing feelings of anxiety and risk of depression. Beyond the hormonal effects, starting the day stressed simply sets a negative tone. It robs us of the ability to appreciate the simple pleasures of the morning, like the taste of a warm drink or the quiet beauty of the sunrise. It can also lead to physical tension, often manifesting as tight muscles in the neck and shoulders, or contribute to tension headaches. Our digestive system is also highly sensitive to stress, so rushing around first thing can lead to stomach upset or other digestive discomforts. And of course, when we're rushing, we're more prone to making mistakes, having minor accidents around the house, or eating mindlessly without really tasting or enjoying our food. Over the long haul, chronic stress is a well-known factor that contributes to accelerated aging and increases the risk for numerous serious health conditions, including heart disease. So, how can we escape this morning stress trap and cultivate a more peaceful, intentional start to our day? The good news is there are many simple yet powerful strategies. The core solution lies in consciously creating space and time for calm. One of the most effective ways to do this is simply to wake up a little earlier. Even just 10 or 15 extra minutes can make a world of difference. This small buffer eliminates that feeling of racing against the clock and allows you to move through your morning routine at a more relaxed pace. Try to incorporate moments of mindfulness or quiet. This doesn't have to mean a long meditation session, though that's wonderful if you enjoy it. It could be as simple as sitting quietly for 5 minutes with your cup of tea, after your water, of course, looking out the window, and just noticing your surroundings without judgment. Or practicing a few rounds of deep breathing. Inhale slowly through your nose, feel your belly expand, and exhale slowly through your mouth. You could also take a minute to mentally list a few things you feel grateful for. These small practices help to center your mind and begin the day from a place of peace rather than panic. Critically important in our modern world is to delay your engagement with digital devices. Try to resist the urge to check emails, news headlines, or social media for at least the first 30 minutes. Or ideally the first hour after waking up. Give your mind a chance to gently awaken without being immediately bombarded by external demands and information overload. Gentle movement can also be a wonderful way to release morning tension and boost your mood. Some light stretching, a few simple yoga poses, or even a short, leisurely walk around your home or garden can help release physical stiffness and promote a sense of well-being. Planning ahead slightly can also ease morning pressure. Laying out your clothes the night before, or prepping some breakfast components, like chopping fruit or measuring oats, can save valuable time and mental energy when you wake up. And finally, set realistic expectations for your morning. Don't try to cram too much into those first couple of hours. Prioritize what truly needs to be done and allow yourself ample time to do it calmly and intentionally. So, we've walked through these 4 common morning pitfalls together, haven't we? Let's just briefly recap them in a natural way. First, there's that tendency to jump out of bed too quickly, which can lead to dizziness and falls. The simple fix is to sit up slowly on the edge of the bed for a minute or two first. Second, we talked about skipping breakfast or opting for sugary, processed foods, which can lead to energy crashes and nutrient gaps. The solution is to prioritize a balanced breakfast with protein, fiber, and healthy fats. Third was the issue of starting the day dehydrated or reaching for coffee or juice before water, which can cause fatigue and sluggishness. The easy answer is to drink a glass of plain water first thing. And lastly, we just discussed beginning the day feeling stressed and rushed, which spikes cortisol and impacts mood. The key is to consciously create calm, perhaps wake a bit earlier, and delay digital distractions. You might notice that these habits are often interconnected. For instance, if chronic stress, mistake 4, disrupts your sleep, you might be tempted to jump out of bed quickly when the alarm finally goes off, mistake 1. Skip breakfast because you're late, mistake 2. And reach immediately for coffee to jolt yourself awake, mistake 3. By addressing one area, you often create positive ripple effects in the others. Remember, please, you don't have to overhaul your entire morning routine overnight. Choose just 1 or 2 of these adjustments that resonate most with you or seem easiest to implement, and start there. It's the small, consistent steps, practiced day after day, that truly build momentum and make the biggest difference to your long-term health, energy levels, and overall happiness. Every little positive change is a victory.